till, in the course of his wanderings from court to court, rode to the palace of the Archduke of Battenberg on his donkey. Till in the course of his wandering, traveling aimlessly from one place to another place. So Till was a wanderer. He was traveling from one place to another, from court to court. He was traveling from the court of one king to the court of another king, rode to the palace of the Archduke of Battenberg, and he rode to the palace of the Archduke. Archduke is the king of Battenberg. Battenberg is a place in Germany. On his donkey. So he was traveling from place to place on a donkey, and he reached the palace of the Archduke of Battenberg. His clothes and appearance captured everyone's attention. His clothes and appearance, look, attracted everyone's attention. Everyone who saw him were looking at him because of his clothes and his look. His cap was set smartly on his head. He was wearing a cap on his head, which was kept very smart, and the 3 bright feathers on it danced in the breeze as he rode. And on the cap there were 3 feathers, and the 3 feathers were dancing in the breeze. Breeze is a slight wind. So as he was riding on his donkey, because of the wind, the feathers on his cap were dancing. At the main entrance to the palace, so he reached the main entrance. Entrance means the gate to the palace. That is the palace of the Archduke of Battenberg. The captain of the guards called him out. So when he reached there, the captain of the guards is the soldiers. So the captain of the soldiers called him out. Hey there, you fellow person on the donkey. So he's calling Till. Hey fellow on the donkey, we don't allow any loafers here. Loafer is a person who avoids work and spends their time idly, that is without doing any work. So he's saying we don't allow any loafers here. So it's better you go away from this place. You and your donkey already look like skeletons. You and your donkey are looking like skeletons. Skeleton is just the bones. So you and your donkey are already looking like skeletons. The captain of the guards was tall, well-built, red-haired man of about 25. So the captain of the guards was a tall man, well-built, very strong, red-haired. His hair was red in color and of about 25. So he was nearly 25 years old. He was handsomely dressed in his gold-braided uniform. So he was very handsomely dressed. He was very nicely dressed in his gold-braided uniform. Braided is a thin strip of cloth, twisted threads that is attached to clothes, uniforms or other things made of cloth as a decoration. So it's a thin strip of cloth attached to uniforms as a kind of a attraction. So in this uniform you find something here. This is braided, and here it is also golden in color. So this is gold braided uniform. Till looked at him coldly. Without any fear or tension, and then dismount, get down, and he got down from his donkey. He was riding on a donkey. So when the captain of the guards called him, he went to him, and without any fear, he got down from the donkey. He bowed low. He bowed before the captain of the guards and said, bow means keep your heads down. It's a way of showing respect. May God bless you, Sir Captain. May God bless you, Sir Captain. Sir Captain, may God bless you. If I look like a skeleton, it is not my fault. If I look like a skeleton, it's not my mistake. Fault means mistake. I am very hungry. I have come here because I am forced to. I have come to the palace of the Archduke because I am forced to. I don't like coming over here, but something has made me come over here. If you will be so good to give me a piece of gold cord that you wear on your coat, I will go and hang myself by the teeth on that large leg of mutton that I see hanging in that butcher's shop. So if you give me a piece of the gold cord is a thread. So on his gold braided uniform, there is a thread made of gold. So if you give me that gold cord that you wear on your uniform, on your coat, I will go and hang myself by the teeth on that large leg of mutton that I see hanging in that butcher's shop. Butcher is a person who sells meat in a shop. So you would have seen in a meat shop, in a shop where you get the flesh of buffaloes, it is hanged on a. So I will go and hang myself. I am ready to die if you give me your golden cord from your uniform. So I will go and hang myself by the teeth on that large leg of mutton that I see hanging in that butcher's shop. It's a kind of figurative language. It's a kind of a expression which tells about that he is ready to die. In Malayalam, we say, അവനൊരു കാര്യം ഏൽപ്പിച്ചാൽ കണക്കായിപ്പോയി. That doesn't mean that if you give anything to him, it becomes mathematics. It means he will not do that thing properly. It's the same case. The captain was playing a game of chess with another officer. So the captain of the guards, he was playing a game of chess. He was playing a game of chess with another officer. He looked curiously in a strange and unusual way because this was not the answer he had expected. So he looked at this person. Who is this fellow talking to me like this? Where do you come from? He asked. So the captain of the guards asked him from where he was coming. He replied that he was coming from Flanders. Flanders refers to the area of northeast France and Belgium. What do you want? Why have you come from such a long distance? Because Flanders is in Belgium and Battenberg is in Germany. I would like to show His Highness the Archduke one of my paintings. So Till said that he wants to show His Highness. His Highness means the king. The Archduke is the king. So His Highness, I would like to show His Highness. His Highness is a word used to show the respect to the king. The Archduke, that is the king, one of my paintings. I am a painter. Well, if you are a painter And if you come from Flanders, you may come in. Okay, my dear friend, if you are a painter and if you come from Flanders, you can come inside. Said the captain, somewhat impressed. The captain was somewhat impressed. He was quite satisfied. He was quite happy with Till because he was a painter and he was coming from Flanders. There is a reason for that. You will see that. The captain knew that Flemish painting developed during the 15th century and continued to exist till 17th century. So Flemish painting was between 15th and 17th century. Most of the leading painters of Northern Europe belong to Flanders. So many of the leading painters of the Europe belong to the place called Flanders, and so they were called Flemish painters. Since the Napoleonic era, Flemish painters have been trying to regain the reputation set by the old masters. They were trying to get back the reputation, the respect which was made by the old painters. The Flemish painters were masters of the oil medium. They painted in oil colors and used it primarily to portray a robust and realistically detailed vision of the world around them. And they used this to show a robust means healthy, and a realistic society around them. Jan van Eyck and Rubens were two masters of Flemish painters. So that is about Flemish painting. So Till was a Flemish painter, and their pictures were in great demand all over Europe. And the pictures of Flemish painters were of great demand in Europe. Everyone wanted the pictures of Flemish painters. Till was presented to the Archduke. So Till was brought before the Archduke. Till was brought before the king. He saluted the Archduke 3 times. So he saluted the Archduke 3 times and stood before him with his head bowed. And he stood before the king with his head bowed down to show his respect to the king. May your highness pardon me. So he was saying, may your highness is the king, pardon me, forgive me, excuse me for my rashness. Rashness means the quality of being careless or unwise. If I am careless, or if in thinking that one of my paintings will please your highness, I have bought a picture of Our Lady the Virgin in her royal robes. So he has brought a picture of Our Lady the Virgin. Our Lady the Virgin is Mother Mary. Our Lady the Virgin is Mother Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ. So I have bought a picture of Mother Mary in her royal robes, royal, kingly robes, dress. So I have bought a picture of the Mother Mary in her royal dress, and I thought that this picture will please your highness. Please make the king happy. But it's a carelessness on my part. I am not sure whether the king will like it or not. I have painted it especially so that I might lay it at your noble feet. I have painted it specially. I have painted it particularly only for you, so that I can keep it at your feet, so that I can present it to you. Till paused a few moments for his words to sink in. So Till stopped for his words to sink in, settle down. Then he continued with his speech. You must forgive me, you must excuse me, Your Highness, if I have dared to hope that this picture will please you. So I have dared, if I have the courage to think that this picture will please you. Please forgive me if it is not so. Your Highness might wish me to offer me the chair of your court painter who died recently. Sometimes you may like my picture. Your Highness, that is the king, might like my picture and would wish to make me the coat painter who died recently, because the chair of the coat painter is empty, because your coat painter died recently, just a few days back. I can see the empty velvet chair waiting to be filled. I can see that empty velvet chair over there. It is waiting to be filled. There is no one sitting over there. So that chair is empty. You have not appointed anyone as a coat painter. So sometimes, after seeing my picture, you will make me your coat painter. The Virgin's picture was a splendid painting, and the Archduke made up his mind at once. Virgin is Mother Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ. The Virgin's picture was a splendid painting, splendid, beautiful. And the Archduke made up his mind at once. And he made up his mind, which means he decided. തീരുമാനമെടുക്കുക. Made up his mind means തീരുമാനമെടുക്കുക. At once. He embraced. This is the act of embracing. This is the way of showing love to another person. And kissed him on both cheeks. And he kissed till on both his cheeks. He said, I shall be delighted, happy. I shall be happy to make you my coat painter. So I shall be happy to make you my coat painter. He took him to the chair and made him sit on it. So he made him sit on the chair of the coat painter. Well, my dear fellow, he said, you do have a tongue in your head, and you certainly seem to know how to use it. So he said, you do have a tongue in your head, and you certainly seem to know how to use it. So this sentence means he is very wise or intelligent. You do have a tongue in your head, and you certainly seem to know how to use it. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നീ ഒരു ബുദ്ധിയുള്ളയാളാണ്. You are a very talkative fellow. Talkative, a person who talks a lot. Aren't you?